Ogari Nasai Minasan. Today we are gonna talk about Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 22. So this episode is a really interesting episode because if you really think about it, this can be considered of kind of like a Valentine's Day special episode for Kamen Rider Gotchard, but there is not really the theme that I'm actually expecting. When I actually put kind of like Valentine's Day special episode in the bingo card that I actually created, I kind of like imagine it to be a little bit more kind of like in the school, and we actually get to see more students like giving chocolate to one another. I'm kind of like expecting maybe like Kajiki is gonna like give chocolate to people, or maybe Renge to people, or it can be any person to anyone in the school. Okay, chocolate related. So I really did not expect a humanoid Chemy to appear, Zukumpire to be the main theme of the Valentine's Day special episode for Kamen Rider Gotchard, but it is still a really interesting Chemy, because by the end of this episode we actually get to see that Zukumpire is doing all of this with a mindset that he is actually saving everyone. He's actually kind of trying to help people and all those stuff. So if you really think about it, his motive is pure, but the way he goes about to do things might be a little bit, like sus and debatable whether or not it is good or bad and all those stuff, because in a sense, like the way how he actually seduce people, he zukun people, if you want to use the word, is a little bit brainwashing. Okay, so it's like you couldn't actually say that the people that is following him is doing this out of their own free will and their own decision to actually get their life force sucked out of them. So this is something really interesting that I think maybe in the next episode we are actually gonna see that the Zukumpire is gonna reveal to us that, hey, like he knew that the thing that he's doing is harming the people, but he still wants to do it because he's trying to help the people, give people love and all those stuff. Maybe not, I'm not sure, but in the next episode preview we actually get to hear Gotchard, which is Houtarou, kind of like screaming like, hey, you can do this, Zukumpire, something like that. So what I'm expecting is that Zukumpire is gonna be a misunderstood Chemy, or maybe a Chemy that is a don't really understand human stuff, something like that. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Okay, but another thing I would like to talk about is obviously gonna be Clotho costume change. Okay, she has a wardrobe update. Finally, she is not as revealing as she is in the past. In the first half of the season, she is now properly clothed. Okay, so I would say the main reason why this actually happened, I'm not sure whether or not you guys actually consume this content, but there is actually a video that they posted on the new year where the three Abyssal sisters is just talking to one another, and I actually watched the video, but I did not actually make a video about it. And the three Abyssal sisters is like complaining about their role in the story and all those stuff. This is a very cute and funny interaction that I would recommend everyone to just go and watch it. It's just this, you only hear their voice. It's basically kind of like a podcast thing, but in that video we actually get to hear Clotho complaining about her costume and how she is like forced to be so, like exposed during the winter when they are shooting the episode. She's complaining about how revealing the costume is and all those stuff, and she's like scolding the producer like, wait, producer, what are you doing, and all those stuff. And now we actually get to see her having a little bit of costume change. So I'm not sure whether or not this is kind of like to help the actress, like to make her more comfortable during her shooting and all those stuff, because I think it is definitely a very scary, not scary, but it's like very tiring to be in the cold every single day to shoot the episode. I mean, like, damn, that is gonna be torturing. It's gonna be very horrible. So I'm not sure how things are gonna go moving forward. Are we actually gonna see all the Abyssal sisters having a little bit of costume change? I really do hope so, that we actually get to see a wardrobe change, especially for our girl Lakeshi, maybe Atropos, update her costume a little bit. I think all of these are very, very fine and interesting choice to do so. But one thing that we need to ask is that what is the main difference between the three Abyssal Sisters and the rest of the little dolls that Glion actually used for the golden Malgam, something like that? Because we actually get to see the little dolls that Glion created all died with a single strike from the fire Gotchard, but Clotho managed to survive the blast from the fire Gotchard and all those stuff. So I think it's kind of like you might be asking to yourself like, why and how does she even survive? Did kind of like Houtarou purposely like reduce the impact a little bit because Clotho looked like a human? Maybe that is the case, because we do actually get to see that the three Abyssal Sister has kind of like a special place with the main character. They don't usually go out there and just kill them. They treat them as enemy, yes, but they don't go out of their way to make sure they destroy them and all those stuff. So it might be, I'm not sure. Okay, I don't think Houtarou like purposely like reduce the impact of the kick or something like that, but I think it is more of a kind of like how much of a masterpiece the three Abyssal Sister actually is compared to the rest of the little dolls that we actually get to see Glion that is actually using. Okay, so that is really, really interesting. But I would really love to see, and maybe hopefully Glion is gonna reveal a little bit more regarding the three Abyssal Sisters, and maybe they are not human all along. Okay, maybe they all came from one person, but they are being split into multiple version of people and all the stuff. And this is the first time in this episode we actually get to hear officially Glion actually calling Clotho a doll. So this is kind of like 100%, or I wouldn't say 100%, but 90% confirmation that the three Abyssal Sisters are actually homunculus, okay, which is human-made human, something like that. Really, really interesting stuff we actually get to see. But with that being said, we have more stuff regarding Clotho to talk about, and that is Clotho is actually back to using the Kamantis form. For those who doesn't remember, that is the first Malgam that she actually became, and that is the first Chemy Cards she fills herself with. And right now we actually get to see her doing that again, but this time with a golden costume. And after seeing what happened in this episode, I was like, damn, it's like Clotho get a power up just to get beaten up by Valvarat again. I was like, that is gonna be so sad. But we actually get to see Clotho actually accessing the power of multiple transfiguration with different category Chemy Card. Is like, how is she able to do that? Like if Glion has the power to make Clotho do that, then they can actually develop the driver themselves. They can actually figure out a way to just put that power into the driver, and they just call it a day. Why steal the driver from the good guys itself? Like they could have just developed their own driver and kind of like access the power themselves. So it really makes me like mind boggles a little bit, like what's the point of doing all of these things? It's like at first I thought that there's gonna be a bigger plan and all that stuff, but right now it seems like Glion is just kind of like a typical evil guy. Is like, I want to destroy the world for the sake of destroying the world and all those stuff. Like they don't talk all those talk about like opening the gates of hell, opening the gates of darkness and all those stuff seems like kind of like a flare to nothing. I'm not sure what they are actually trying to build towards, but I'm not the writer of the show, but I'm really excited for Gotchard, because next episode we are actually gonna get to see a beautiful Margit power up. She has a different form, okay? Margit is like the best looking Kamen Rider costume I've seen in a long while, and right now we actually get to see the Moon Cerberus form. It looks so good, man. It's like, wow, like they are really giving Rene all the love of this world, man. Like she looks her costume, okay, like her suit looks amazing. Margit is insanely good looking right now, so huge props to them for creating such an amazing and good looking female rider. It honestly speaking, it looks way better than Gotchard right now. So props to the team. I love it. Hope to see more of Majed. Hopefully we get kind of like a girls remix with Majed being kind of the center of attention, maybe with a little bit of Aguilera and maybe a little bit of Neon Kurama as well. Okay, so with that being said, I think that is pretty much it from me regarding this episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. If you made this far into the video, means you absolutely adored my video. And in order to kind of like to give you a reward, okay, you can type this word in the comment section below to let me know you actually finished the video, and that is viola. And this word is kind of like to flex that you finished the video. So viola is the word, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.